Hello everyone and welcome back to the Dialed In podcast. Today, episode 7 with...
Me again, George. Episode 7, that's nice.
It says episode 77 on the document, George, because you added a 7 in and so did I.
That's my bad, I apologise for that.
Unbelievable.
But still, episode 7, that's nice to hear.
Yeah, we're nearly at double figures.
Yeah, nearly.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's an achievement or a worry.
Both?
Yeah, well, with the upgrades...
We've made it this far.
With the upgrades we have coming on this podcast, which we'll discuss about later. Hopefully double figures will look much more colourful and vivid and bright.
Stay tuned to hear a little bit about that. Because
definitely.
It's some exciting news, actually.
Some exciting news.
Some exciting news.
Anyway, for this episode, the sponsor is our amazing friends over at Patreon. It's basically us. But anyway, this episode of the Dialed In podcast is brought to you by patreon.com/howitbecame. Patreon is an amazing platform which allows you, the audience, to directly help and support us, the creators, to continue to develop and build content you love. To find out more about the perks we have available when you become a Patreon, please visit patreon.com/howitbecame. That's patreon.com/howitbecame.
I very nearly deleted the ad read whilst you were reading it.
I would have been fuming. That was like a one-take wonder.
Yeah, I literally...
Mate, you won't even have to edit that.
I literally nearly hit the wrong button halfway through you doing that, and I had to hold in my laughter.
That would have been horrific. But, okay, so let's move on to one of our traditional first subjects.
Yeah.
What have you been watching in the past week, George?
Well, I think it's we should maybe start with you, because I don't think you've really had a lot of time to watch anything, have you?
No, mate, I live a boring life.
Yeah, so being boring as you are, what have you been up to in the past couple of weeks?
Again, I spoke to George about this earlier just before we started the podcast, and I can't really remember the last time I saw him, if it was before or after this trip. But I did a trip with Maserati to a racetrack in Italy, in Parma Ham, very nice Parma Ham. Called Varna Race Circuit, and we tested out some of their cars, made some videos for some YouTube channels. It was a sponsored campaign with Maserati. That was very cool. So I was in Milan and kind of that general area for a few days. And then most recently, last week, which is why I haven't been able to watch the YouTube videos, is because I've been on a road trip.
Wow. Come on, tell us more.
Okay, so the road trip was with Kia for the new Kia Stinger. I was helping film videos with some of the YouTubers I work with. And super exciting thing. We went from Monaco to Lake Como, which is in Italy. Then from Italy up into Switzerland to Zurich. And from Zurich in Switzerland to Reims in France, where the famous old racetrack used to be, all the way back into the UK. So it was a 4-day trip. I started my trip actually though on the Saturday, ended on the Thursday. So my trip was a 5-6 day trip in the end. But yeah, super fun, amazing car, and hopefully some good videos coming very, very soon. If anybody follows me on Instagram, you would have seen my posts about it and the people I was kind of collaborating with, as it were. But yeah, super fun trip. But it means I haven't really been able to watch any videos. I saw one or two of the standard issue kind of my subscriptions, but nothing really new. So I think I'm going to lean on you for this one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, obviously, firstly, that sounds amazing, and I assume you had a good time.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. Yeah, good time all around. Road trips are always well, they're always stressful to begin with because you're in a new group of people and you're sitting in cars for 12 hours a day together. So, after the first day, it all smoothed out. That's not a word. Smoothed out. It was a really nice atmosphere. Amazing cars, amazing people, lovely scenery as well. It was surprisingly good weather considering it's nearly the end of October. Well, it is the end of October now, going into November. It was kind of blue skies and 20 degrees at some point. So super, super, super cool.
Nice. I've been just at home.
Yeah, George doesn't do anything.
Well, I do.
Sorry. Yeah. George does lots of things. He just also watches lots of YouTube videos.
By at home, I meant I haven't been in Milan. That's what I meant.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I've been obviously doing my daily bit of YouTubing, as you do.
I just see you scroll through there on your subscription. One of the videos I did see though was the H3H3 one, the paid campaign. For the new film that I can't remember the name of, so clearly it was good advertising.
It was for that one that's like Saw.
Yeah,
Jigsaw.
It's like Jigsaw, yeah. But very cool, 150 batteries and a vape box.
Yeah.
And he basically made a Vape Nation video, which if you don't know is kind of a parody on the whole vaping and kind of weed world that we live in. Super funny video, clever advertisement, except I forgot the name of the film. So
so obviously it wasn't that good advertisement,
not that good, no.
Something that I saw that was pretty cool was Amazon Key. Have you seen this? Have you heard anything about this in the time you've been gone?
Right, so we're going to have to take an intervention here, guys, to tell George that the Amazon Key isn't a good thing. It's actually an invasion of privacy and probably the worst thing you could possibly do.
I said it's pretty cool.
No, it's not cool.
It is cool.
It's not cool.
It is cool.
It's about as cool as me giving like the postman a key for my house so they can get in.
No, but okay, right. So let me just briefly give you my.
Do you think affairs will go up?
Hold on now.
Because like the wife will wait for the person to come through the door,
I'm not
and then
going to argue with him until I've put down my.
Okay, here we go.
Back.
Why is it cool, George?
No, hold on. So I've not read any articles. I've not read any reviews. I've literally seen the video.
It hasn't come out yet, but
I've seen the video and that's it. Yeah.
Right.
So from my perspective, you have a system, a lock on your door that is electronically powered by like codes and NFC or whatever it is. Something that is secure. Obviously, Amazon wouldn't make it if it wasn't secure, right?
Yeah, these locks are from third parties, been around for a few years, so they've tried and tested the locks. Yeah,
okay,
I get that.
Yeah. So, and the way that it works is only people who've been given the access can open the door, right?
Yeah, I get that.
Right. And the whole thing is that the house comes with video cameras as well, right?
Yeah, that's an optional extra. But
the whole system that is designed so that you know who is going into your house. You know when they open the lock and when the lock closes. You can see a video feed of them in your house.
Yeah.
So,
Well, when I'm in Milan and then I see the person come into my house and then stay in my house for 5 minutes and then leave again and steal loads of stuff or take a shit on my floor.
Yeah, well, then you know exactly who it is.
Right, but I mean, the damage is still done at that point.
No, but the keys only work when they've been allowed by Amazon. So if you
it's just really strange.
No,
what if they accidentally forget to close the door properly? You're not there. You're in Milan. The guy's left because he's an Amazon delivery driver and he's busy. Then what?
All right, so I hadn't thought about
Unless you have like a self-actuating door where like the door can also
But I'm assuming
self-close.
the door like does like pull itself shut, like with magnets or something.
You're right, mate.
I don't know. That seems like too big of a flaw for them to just miss. Do you know what I mean?
I just thought that off the top of my head as well. That wasn't even like a thing I've seen anybody else say.
I think it's very cool, and I think
it's a clever concept to have your parcels delivered especially in an apartment block, having them delivered inside rather than outside. I'll be perfectly honest.
I think that part of it is not the main selling point. I liked the ideas of like having people go into your house to do work or to do whatever. Yeah,
but that's existed for a while. These smart locks that you can buy, I could grant you.
Yeah, but the idea is that
Amazon
is the overarching company that, or then not only now does products but also services. I think it's basically all to do with Amazon.
Do you not feel that's like 1984?
No, but it's all to do with Amazon like becoming
taking over your world,
becoming more than just a place where you buy stuff.
Becoming Patrick. Subscribe on Instagram.
Becoming Patrick. Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, that was big.
No, but it's
interesting.
It's the same. Also, I've got some goods. I've got some goodies in my
Have you bought one
head.
of these keys for us?
What?
Have you bought one of these?
No. Sorry, I was going to lock you in here. Yeah.
Sick.
No, I've heard. Right, this is slightly irrelevant tangent, but I heard from good authority, and I can't say from who I heard from, but it's someone who is involved in Facebook and stuff for their job. Right. They don't work for Facebook. They're involved with Facebook, and they had it on semi-good authority. So it's getting down there in authority now. That Facebook is going to change the way it works, right? So you know your feed at the moment, you scroll through, you see posts, you see pictures, you see videos. Yeah. And you see GIFs, all mashed into one.
Yeah, it's horrendous.
Facebook is going to split your feed into two different feeds, one for static content and one for dynamic content. Right, so you'll have one that is just text posts and photos, and another one that's GIFs, videos.
Wouldn't be called Facebook Watch, would it?
What?
It wouldn't be called Facebook Watch, would it?
What do you mean?
I mean, the platform that Facebook are developing.
I mean, just like your normal Facebook. When you go
into... This has been announced publicly. It's called Facebook Watch.
No. When was it announced publicly?
Like 3 weeks ago.
I heard this a couple of days ago.
Google search Facebook Watch.
No, hold on. Okay.
Google search Facebook Watch.
I'm not trying to sound like a mug here.
No, I don't think you are.
Facebook Watch. A new platform for... No. It's not,
what? So that's not that.
No. It's not an entirely new platform. It's a way that they're going to split the original platform.
Do you know what the biggest disappointment with Facebook is right now? Is I used to love, because like most of our friends and like the way we kind of use Facebook these days is probably more like, for me at least, it's just sharing photos. I don't care about like statuses. I don't care about pages. It's just like sharing photos from holidays or trips or like whatever you're doing. And Facebook used to have a way that you could just see photos, like just see uploaded photos from friends.
I don't remember that.
And to me, that was like their biggest feature. It was like, I go see what my friends are doing, or like someone was on a holiday, you'd see that, and you'd like see other faces of people, and that seemed to work well. They took that away, So I imagine what you mean is it's kind of that vein again, where it'll be like, here's all your statuses and pages and those kind of posts, and then here's going to be all of your videos and photos. But I think Facebook Watch is more formalized. It's kind of more like YouTube.
It's more like YouTube. Well, YouTube Red, I guess.
Yeah, more like that.
But also, I heard it from a similar birdie. So with Facebook pages and groups and companies and people like that, they pay to have their posts boosted to more people, more reach, and that's because it's like
Facebook have basically made a business model where they throttle people's organic reach and then make them pay for it, which is horrendous.
Well, interestingly, the person who I spoke to works for a company that have 3 million likes on Facebook, right? And this person said, I can't say names, sorry. This person said that this company that she works for have never once paid for a paid advertisement on the Facebook page. Not once, right? And they get really, really good reach. Better than their competitors, right? More likes, more share. And the thing is, they said as soon as you pay for one advert, right, you get added to this list of people who are paying. The second you don't pay, you go to the bottom of the queue of like how much reach each post is going to get.
Yeah, like Facebook sets a priority based on how likely you are to spend money with them.
If you don't spend money, she said it takes it takes about 2 weeks to like reset to being where it was before. But if you pay once and then the next day don't pay again, you've got 2 weeks of having really low reach and stuff, which is an interesting tip for anyone there looking to like do Facebook advertising.
Yeah, Facebook has made a huge business out of this whole world of social advertising and engagement like that. But in my mind, they've kind of taken it a bit too far, where they throttle your own organic engagement that you get like organically. That's kind of the whole point of that phrase, and make you pay for it, which is a bit brutal.
There's loads of tricks as well that you can do to sort of trick the Facebook algorithm. Like you usually have between like 5 to 10 words in the title, 10 usually less than 10. You don't put a link to an external site.
No, I know that one. Yeah, you put it into the comments rather than because Facebook devalue any external links because they want all the traffic to be in their site.
They want you to stay in the site.
In the automotive world, with the YouTubers I work with, obviously some of them have a few big Facebook pages, a few million here and there.
Yeah.
And they find the same kind of issue with the whole, because they used to like embed their YouTube video and share it out and be like, oh hey, I just uploaded a new YouTube video, go check it out. But now you can't do that because Facebook want the video views to be on their platform.
Yeah. So you have to put like a little video clip on Facebook, direct upload, and saying link to this video in the comments.
Or you do a photo and then you link to the YouTube video in there. So you like use an Instagram photo, re-upload that to Facebook.
Because Instagram is Facebook, isn't it?
Yeah, they're owned by the same thing. So I have access to the Facebook VIP portal, which enables you to get people verify or apply for verification, stuff like that. Again, through the clients I work with. And
can I get verified?
No, because you're not famous or important.
Arguably, I am.
I mean, you are a co-host of a very popular podcast.
Oh my gosh!
But barring that, so there's a few different tools you have in that system. Super interesting what they're doing. But that was the point I was going to make. It's because I have that and I can get verification on Instagram too because they're owned by the same company, Facebook.
Yeah, cool.
Which is very cool. But yeah, I mean,
sorry about that. That was a bit of a weird tangent, but I thought that was quite interesting.
It's interesting what Facebook are doing because, I mean, they basically are run by one of the richest men in the world, and they have a lot of access and a lot of information, and the way that they will develop their platform will be made in the best way to utilize that information and make it profitable. So if they're doing that, if they're splitting up statuses and I don't know what else would fall under that feed. I feel like everything I see on Facebook now is moving stuff. I guess photos and statuses go in one, and like videos and GIFs, and
I think.
But then where does reshared content go? That's an interesting one.
My opinion on Facebook is I like it. Right, I go on it more than any other social media. I guess. Right, I don't really use Twitter at all.
I don't really I browse Twitter, but I don't post anything. Yeah. I'm not interesting enough.
I like Facebook because I'm in like a really active music group, which is really, really good, which I go in a lot to see stuff from that. And I just wish, like when you watch a video and then it auto picks the next video for you.
Yeah.
They always seem to be so unrelated.
Yeah, it's really strange, isn't it? Yeah.
If there was a way to make them
I watch Soccer AM videos on Facebook.
They always come up for me, and I do enjoy, like the ones when the fans are doing
Jimmy Bullard,
the shots into the bin.
Oh, and the top bins.
Yeah. I like that stuff.
That's really good. But it was always really strange. I'll get that, and then I'll be like a remix of
the Tingo Skrrr.
Yeah, that song, whatever it's called. Man's Not Hot.
Do you think that the name Facebook tarnishes what you think of Facebook? Because when I think Facebook, I don't really think serious brand, just because of the word Facebook. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I
think it's probably because we've grown up with it. Like Facebook literally started when we were 10, 11 years old.
We were literally the first people on the wave.
We've literally grown up. we've literally grown up with Facebook. So I think for us, it was big, and like now we regret liking all of those pages. We're like, oh, remember back in the day, you like this if you're a 90s kid kind of thing.
Tell me about. I've been on a massive unfollow spree recently.
I can't be bothered. I gave up. I did try, but I can't be bothered.
I can't be bothered, but it's got to that point where I've reached the end of my tether. And like all these pages that everyone used to like that had 60,000 likes have now just been bought or hacked by someone else that then uses them to promote.
Like click through ads.
Well, I just make a conscious effort every time I'm on Facebook and I see a post or from someone that I don't know or from a page that I don't really want to like. I'll just 2 seconds, bam, unfollow it and just try and get rid of it because otherwise. But
I must have liked like thousands of pages.
You had that box head one.
Oh yeah, I had a Facebook page and it had like.
Do you still have that?
Oh, let me check. I have lots of Facebook pages. I'm one of those people that make them and then.
Also, did you know that like, do you have a domain?
Yes.
You do. Is it your name?
No.
Because my name, I'm not going to say my surname because I don't want people to know.
Mohammed.
Yeah, George Mohammed.
That's the one.
My full name, because I don't want someone to nick it. Basically,
McCarthy.
Is like my full name.
Not Irish,
my full name .com is still available, and I think
Why haven't you bought it yet?
I might have to buy it.
Buy it right now.
No, don't do it. No. Look at your Facebook page quickly. I want to see if you still got that.
Okay. I'm on like pages. That's a problem. I don't want to be here. Oh, your pages. There we go.
Your pages.
So this is the kind of page. This is the kind of page we should talk about. Like, why are seagulls at my school? ...
That, to be fair.
You were like, why is that a Facebook page?
No, but to be fair, there were bare seagulls at our school.
Yeah, but that's like a comment you make on like Twitter, like or like Reddit, like that's banterous. But like it's not a whole page.
It was back in the day when that is a way that you would like do that, isn't it? That was the thing. It was just
hang on, I've just found another. I'm going on to my pages now. But remember this kind of page. I'll never let you go, Jack. Lol, just kidding. This water freezes what?
This water what? This water
freezing peace.
This water's freezing. Peace. There's no there's no punctuation on that.
This page
and then look at the posts. What are they?
It's all just adverts.
Yeah.
Like this may help you cure your thyroid gland and balance its hormones.
Oh, sick. I need that actually.
4 months pregnant Kylie Jenner has just been dumped by Travis Scott.
Oh shit.
Allegedly.
I need that.
Do you need that too?
Yeah, I need that.
So this is the amount of Facebook pages I've got.
Oh my god! Obviously, I was going to say if anyone can't see,
1, 2, 3,
it's
4,
a podcast.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Probably about 30.
Yeah. Well, is Boxhead still there?
It is.
How many likes does it have?
1,600.
I swear it used to have loads.
Yeah, I don't really know.
I swear it used to have like 10k. Or nah, I
honestly have absolutely no idea if I'm honest.
Oh.
The last time anything was uploaded there was 2013.
Oh man.
4 years ago.
Do you know what I think is an interesting business like model and idea and stuff?
What?
And I was talking to someone about this recently. I'm quite conscious that I talk really fast sometimes, so I'm just trying to.
English people don't talk fast. I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't buy my fucking domain.
He's
on the domain name website now, and
I just want to see if it's available.
Don't read out my surname either because. Yeah, it is. I checked the other day.
Isn't your like social media pages got your surname on it?
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, but that means they've got to try and find it before they. Don't, Patrick. Please.
It's so tempting.
No.
Why haven't you bought this? Like, real talk, it's 99p. Why haven't you bought this yet?
I don't know. Well, no, because you have to pay for 2 years, don't you? So it's like 11 quid.
No.
All right, I'll do it after the podcast. Anyway, so it is related to this. I think don't buy it now, mate. I'll pour that glass of water over your MacBook before you can buy it.
Oh my god, it's so tempting. £1.20 to ruin your life.
It won't ruin my life. I'll just have to do it.
I'll put Meat Spin on the homepage of it.
Link it straight to Meat Spin.
just not even. I won't even make you a website. I'll just do like a when you like forward a link through.
Just go straight across. Type in georgeditch.com. Oh, I said it.
No.
Oh shit.
Beep it out.
No, it's fine because by the time
use that. Just use that, mate. Use that.
I've got it. No, by the time this goes out, I'll have bought it anyway, so it doesn't really fucking matter.
That's not true. I would have bought it
by then. Don't.
I actually have a GoDaddy account as well. All right, I'll stop.
I had to physically force him to stop.
He's literally made me close the tab. Okay.
God.
Moving on from your domain name.
I was going to just say that domain name, people who buy domain names for like upcoming businesses.
That's a big business. Huge business. I was speaking to someone the other day, actually, a photographer that was on this Kia trip, and he knew someone who'd made like literally millions.
Oh,
so what he would do is see like an up-and-coming startup that were getting like VC capital funding or something, and then he would just buy the .com domain name, wait for them to get funding, and then offer it to them at like, I don't know, if you offer it to someone like $5,000 and they're literally just got £2 million worth of funding for a business, of course they're going to say yes. But what they don't realize is you bought it for 99p for a year, like your name.
But I saw a thing where a guy,
£2,000, mate. $2,000.
It might,
£2,000.
I'm talking
£2,000 for your name.
No.
How much does your name cost?
I'll give you £2 for it. Like.
Sick. If I buy it for 120, that's an 80p profit.
Yeah,
absolutely
nice.
dreamy.
No, I saw a thing where someone sold a domain name to a company for like over 200 grand or like 250 grand, and it was like a brand new company just because they wanted it that badly.
Yeah, it happens all the time. Like hang on, I need to,
because
before we talk about domain names, I'm gonna have to search to see if they're still available or not. Carry on, sorry, I'll tell you.
Because I was going to say, because nowadays website are the forefront of your business, right? That is what you do. Like, the website is one of the main ways that you get traffic to your company, and if you've got a shit domain name, then no one's interested really. Also, I do think there's some quite interesting like suffixes for the domain. Like .gg is pretty good. Have you seen that? It's for it's for Guernsey. It's for Guernsey.
Oh really? Yeah, because there's that's how .tv is like a small country somewhere.
Yeah.
And people just license it off like that. So the domain name that is a problem for me is I used to have howibecame.com.
Oh, is it gone now?
Well, I kind of let it lapse because I let How I Became lapse for 3 years, as everybody will know.
Oh, no.
And now someone owns it and I can't buy it back because they've got it on like an auction system. So like,
go on to howibecame.com and see what's there. It's probably just
there's nothing there. It's one of those adverts was like, this domain name's owned, and then you can like, I think, send it. Yeah, so this domain name is for sale. Please contact after Nick at, and then there's a phone number, or click here for more details. Yeah, I'm just trying to see how much it is. It doesn't say anywhere.
You might have to ring him up.
Well, I'm not going to do that.
No, of course.
But yeah, I think I looked into it before. It was way too expensive. I think
domain names is really interesting. It's a really interesting like whole sphere and shit like that. Wow. And also, something that's weird about YouTube is that domain names aren't really a thing.
No, so there is a way that you can have a domain name link straight through to your YouTube channel.
I'm pretty sure that Sugar Pine Sevens.
That was really weird because I was literally just about to say.
Yeah, Sugar Pine 7, a channel with over 1 million subscribers. They won at the Streamy Awards. They won best content, something like that.
They won best show. Yeah, it was like the biggest award you can. Get at the streaming.
Yeah, and their URL is youtube.com/user/MLGHWNT.
That's because Stephen Suptic started in gaming. Everybody starts in gaming.
But like, they haven't changed it. They're just stuck now with this.
Well, you can change it if you have a contact at YouTube, but it is possible to change it because people like KSI have youtube.com/KSI, and people like Jenna Marbles
and he used
have
to be
like Jenna KSI or LGBT. So it is possible to change it. Like people like Zoella have youtube.com/Zoella rather than, I think it was like Zoella 21033 or something.
It's because they're like the faces of the brand now, isn't it, really?
Yeah, because they have a good enough relationship with YouTube to where they can just ask for these things and nobody else. Yeah, that's, I don't know, Zoella's is still, so that's what Zoella's is. Yeah. But if you type in youtube.com/Zoella, so what is it now? Read it out. Zoella.
It's /user/Zoella280390.
So that's what she started as.
So if I think do youtube.com/Zoella.
It also loads up her page.
It also does it. Yeah. Because
so YouTube can't take away URLs, they can only add them.
I think they might have done that when, you know, when they did that big push when they did that campaign advertising in London and stuff. Yeah,
they would have formalised everybody's URLs.
For Marcus Butler, it would be youtube.com/Marcus, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
and that kind of stuff. Yeah, they must have just.
That's cool. I mean, I remember doing that again with the YouTuber I used to work with, and he was in the gaming world, and I was able to get. He had a YouTube channel that was his URL. Like his kind of like a screen name, and then he also had like his real name, and I managed to get the channel which his real name was, and I was able to then forward it through. So if you went to YouTube, you can do this if you have 2 YouTube channels and you have a URL you want and a URL that you don't want, you can have one forward to the other. So you can have a YouTube account kind of forward to another YouTube account. So if you type in like youtube.com/George, it would go through to like, I guess like How It Became or something, or like however you want to work it. Yeah. Which is clever. But yeah, not many people really care, I don't think, about the whole URL. Because you're never like on most people now use YouTube via mobile devices, so you're never typing in a URL. You're always just typing in Zoella into the search bar or something.
But I think even on desktop when I use YouTube, I don't use the address bar. I use the search bar in YouTube. Yeah.
The only thing a URL is good for is for clicking through to stuff. So like if it's in a description or a clickable link somewhere, that's the only time you ever need a URL basically to make things work. Oh, talking of that, we're looking at this page about YouTube fighting apocalypse. But before we get onto that, we'll talk about this. But then I just saw there's a now trending page about this girl whose dad is a developer, or was a developer at Apple, and she made a video with the new iPhone X, and the engineer, the dad, got fired.
That's peak.
Yeah, very rough. I'm not really sure.
What the fuck was she thinking?
Probably thought she'd get a load of views, and she did. I think she got 500,000 views. I watched the video today. But
you've seen the video?
Yeah, it's still up. The video's still up. Apple haven't taken it down because, you know, the press kind of already have the phones. There wasn't much, you know, kind of.
It came out. It's already out, isn't it? The iPhone X. I think it came out. I think it came out
It comes out on the 3rd of November. But the pre-order started on the 28th or 27th. The pre-order started. If you want to buy one now, it's like a 5 to 6 week wait. But yeah, people have already got all their pre-orders in. It sold out very quickly.
So the video itself may have seemed like an innocent hands-on, but it did include footage of an iPhone X with special employee-only QR codes. A Notes app was also shown on the iPhone X video, which appeared to have included code names of unreleased Apple products. Jeez.
Yeah, so
that's not good.
He got fired, and she made an apology video, which apparently from Reddit comments didn't sound very sincere. But bigger issue, YouTube is fighting the apocalypse, which is good. With a less trigger-happy flagging system.
Yeah.
So even our channel has had a few of the podcasts flagged because of the fact that we talk about things that I guess YouTube and their advertisers consider controversial in one way or another. I'm not sure they are controversial at all. But yeah, it's super interesting to kind of see how that plays out, and kind of what are they suggesting there, George, in terms of the changes?
So it says that they rolled out a new algorithm on the 26th of October, which is quite interesting. I didn't know that. So 3 days ago. And it's supposed to more accurately reflect YouTube's guidelines for ad-friendly material. It will supposedly reduce the number of demonetized listings by 30%, so millions more videos will be able to make money. I think that's it obviously sounds good. Whether it will do what it says is,
the proof will be in the pudding when people upload videos and complain whether they're monetized or not. I mean, for example, we did the... actually, they're all gone.
I think they've all been sold now. But you have to request a manual review, don't you, for things?
And then there was one up until recently, but I guess that's also been manually reviewed. So
speaking of which, a YouTube manager wrote that the new algorithm was trained by nearly 3 months' worth of human reviews.
That's good.
Which started after YouTube added the manual appeals process for creators in August. That, you know what? If you actually read that to someone 5 or 6 years ago, or even 10 years ago, that would be fucking mental. Like, they have an algorithm that learn from actual humans manually reviewing, and then now the algorithm knows how to.
Well, what's really interesting about that
is
the fact that that's also subjective. Like, if I upload a video and call it, like, I don't know, something politically insensitive about, you know, Theresa May or Brexit or something, that's like politically insensitive kind of video, and that in theory should be taken down. But if you just have a bot there, how do they know anything about Theresa May, about Brexit, about what like the political landscape is? Like, that's the clever bit that this system is learning, kind of all these nuances in our world that, you know, objectively, if you type it in code, it doesn't make a difference. Like,
it'll be interesting to see, like, if there was a way they could do like an infographic about the algorithm and show what things it flagged up most, what it flagged up less, what keywords it noticed all the time. Because wasn't there a thing about how it didn't flag an ISIS video and the ISIS video was monetized?
I don't remember that, but yeah,
I'm pretty sure that happened.
That's the kind of hypocrisy that's kind of happening on YouTube. And I think this idea of this kind of... what was it? Like an infographic or something. I think the ISIS video was kind of what spawned this whole apocalypse. But the whole idea of this kind of infographic is really cool, because YouTube struggle with their transparency and kind of with providing YouTubers with kind of up-to-date and relevant conversations that they can engage with and kind of discuss these issues and work out kind of where things are going wrong and like how YouTube are trying to improve. Because it seems like, from what I've heard of other YouTubers kind of anecdotally, that, you know, YouTube are trying to do the right thing and every person in the company are really kind of like pushing the right way. But the issue is that they don't really kind of show that publicly. Like, they aren't actively engaging, because there's a lot more influencers than, you know, they're just top 100. There's thousands of influencers making a living on this platform now. And for them not to kind of show what's going on, or, you know, preface things by saying, oh, by the way, we're just gonna be testing a new kind of monetization system. Some videos may be unmonetized at the beginning, but this is because we're teaching the system, and in 3 months' time it'll be a lot better. Then everybody wouldn't have an issue when videos come up for monetization, because it's learning, like, it'll, and as long as it's good in 3 months, there's no issue there. But it's just a communication thing. I think everybody's agreed with this. Philip DeFranco's made a big video about it, so has Casey Neistat, kind of discussing these issues, and clearly it's done something, because now they're making press releases saying about how the system is learning.
I mean, I'll be interested to see what happens next. I'm really interested, actually. I did stuff at uni about genetic algorithms and evolutionary algorithms and stuff, so it'll be interesting to see how this pans out. And a quick side note before we do an ad read, Elon Musk. Obviously, me and you are both a big fan
lads.
of Elon. We're big fan of
I'd
Elon
love a Tesla,
Musk.
thank you, Elon.
Yeah, me too. Just ever trying to spot. We do that every episode.
What?
We just talk about Tesla. Like there was one episode where we said we weren't going to do a fake ad read, and then we ended up just chatting about Tesla for like 10 minutes. Anyway, before we do that.
Let's talk about Tesla again.
So
no, Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, obviously the very clever man that he is, he's doing one of his goals is to do a hyperloop system from London to New York.
What's a hyperloop system?
It's like it's a tunnel under the ground, which is a vacuum, which would have a cylindrical container that would put people in, and
those things you have at supermarkets where it goes and it goes up and over and back down again.
Yeah, but that would go like across the world, underneath the world. But in the meantime, he's created a company called the Boring Company, which I think is hilarious, like boring a hole. And then he's creating an underground tunnel through LA to act as like a super fast electric highway, which would have platforms that cars drive on, and it goes really fast.
What's really funny is on this trip with Kia across Europe, at one stage we didn't do this because we ended up going through Austria on a different route because our Santa took us the wrong way. But some of the group actually took a train through mountains. They started in Italy and ended up in Switzerland and just got on a train, like drove a car into a train, drove through some mountains and then got out the other side and they were there. So yeah, it's already been doing that in principle at obviously very slow speeds. But yeah, this whole premise is very interesting, and he's got enough money to make it happen, it seems like.
It's crazy. He's a crazy dude. I think he's inspirational to a lot of young kids as well. Like, yeah, if he was around when I was young, I'd be like, "Whoa, I'm gonna be a smart."
He was.
No, but I'm saying if I was a kid now and I saw what he's saying, I would have been like...
He was inspirational back in the day as well. I remember there was a video when he was like 20-something and he bought a McLaren F1.
Yeah.
A car that's now worth $15 million. Very crazy, very crazy.
So I'm just briefly going to do an ad read and then we'll hit the next couple of topics. This episode of the Dialed In podcast is brought to you by patreon.com/howibecame. Patreon is an amazing platform which allows you, the audience, to directly support and help us, the creators, to continue to develop and build the content that you love. To find out more about the perks we have available when you become a Patreon, please visit www.patreon.com/howibecame. That's patreon.com/howibecame.
I don't know which one of these next subjects we should use to clickbait the title of this video and make it interesting.
Have we used Logan Paul before? In a title, in a clickbait title.
Let me check. I can't check because I'm on the wrong thing.
If not, yeah, let's do that.
We've got Logan Paul buys a $6.5 million house from YouTube, which is very cool. And also Sugar Pine 7 are back after Stephen Suptic's car crash.
Let's start with Logan.
Okay.
My man Logan.
Your boy.
Big L.
He's not hot.
He's never hot. And he's always hot. He never has a jacket on. So yeah, we watched the video together before the podcast. He has bought an seriously
it's a 9,000 square foot mansion somewhere on the outskirts of LA, I think it is.
It is it is genuinely
from YouTube, and the title of the Shoe Filter article that we have up is Logan Paul used his YouTube money to buy a $6.5 million house.
That article doesn't seem very... I'm going to look at it on the LA Times. Here you go. YouTube star Logan Paul snaps up a prized Encino estate, for $6.55 million. Jesus Christ.
It's a very nice house. So we watched the video. It seemed actually relatively humble, apart from all of his craziness. I think he was just discussing how he's kind of come from, not nothing, but from somewhere, and now he's got this crazy property. But yeah, it looks insane and kind of... I think highlights more publicly and maybe what a lot of YouTubers don't show is how much money actually can be made from this platform and this is a business. It's nuts. Like I don't think, again, like I said, kind of a lot of YouTubers don't really show the houses they live in, or at least don't do a crib style video on it as such. But yeah, I mean, he is earning at his peak maybe like 500 million views a month. I think that's probably somewhere close to $1 million a month just on YouTube revenue. then you add in everything else. I mean, look at PewDiePie. He was netting like 12 million a year, wasn't he? At one point, there was a New York Times article on. So
I mean, they do deserve it. It's not easy being a YouTuber. Like,
he's been banging out daily videos now. But
being creative every day and trying to be fresh yet stick to what people like is not easy. Like, genuinely, that's
I think
not
the craziest
easy.
thing about Logan Paul, though, is he's only been doing it for a year. I think that's the thing that blows my mind the most, is that he hasn't been doing YouTube for 5 years and he's just found fame. Obviously, he had a massive audience.
Vine
like
following,
he has found he grew his audience a lot quicker because he already had a existing audience on other platforms. But having said that, to still do what he's done in the time that he's done it, and for his brother to be kind of sitting there next to him
on Disney Channel. Well, he's not on Disney Channel anymore, is he?
No,
or is he?
No, that all went to pot because all of the allegations and stuff around Jake Paul and the old neighbours issue. That was a bit of a problem. But yeah, super interesting though. I mean, there's a video on it on his channel if you want to go watch it. I would advise to skip through all of the bits where he's screaming and shouting.
I would advise to skip any point where he opens his mouth. Yeah,
that's probably best. We should do like a super edit and upload it ourselves and hopefully not get copyright struck.
Every time he talks, just go ah.
Yeah,
Put Ethan going.
Have you seen those? Have you seen that trending like series of videos on YouTube where it's like every single time someone does X happens?
Yeah,
they're really funny.
Like the B movie ones.
Yeah, it's like every single time they say B, like the pitch goes higher or like something happens
or it gets louder.
Yeah, it's very cool. That's a clever series of content.
I love that stuff. Memes are so good nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, also, I'm glad the Elf on a Shelf meme is dead. And
Elf on a Shelf.
Have you never saw that meme?
It rings a bell, but I don't know why.
It's the one when it's like you've seen Elf on a. Let me find it. Hold on. I'm having to quickly show Patrick Elf on the Shelf memes. Oh my gosh! So it would be like, you've heard of Elf on the Shelf, but have you heard of? I don't think that one makes sense actually. Sonic on the Chronic. You get it?
Yeah, I get that.
It's that kind of stuff.
What was the one recently that was on like across Twitter where it was like, first of all, and it was like
I don't know.
Oh my god, we're both so bad at this.
First of all, you know what's bad? There's websites which teach you about what memes are, where they started from and stuff.
So like go. Oh no, you're already on it. These are tweets. This is perfect. So the whole first of all thing, I don't really know where it started, but it was just like,
I think it's from this character maybe. I don't get it. Where does all your money go? First of all, I eat a lot. I mean, yeah. Memes are so. You know what? Do your parents know what memes are?
No, absolutely not.
I've tried to explain and like.
I don't bother. Ignorance is bliss.
I've tried to explain, mate. It just don't go well. Like, my brother will be here, or my girlfriend or his girlfriend, and we'll be chatting, and then we'll be saying, "Oh, did you see this meme? Or did you see this Vine?" We're like, "Haha, yeah, bear jokes." And then our parents will be like, "What's a meme? I don't get it. Why do you not have a life?" And it's like, they just
good banter that.
Yeah, it's just straight over their head.
I like this one. You look hungover. First of all, I'm still
drunk.
Why don't you have a girlfriend?
Oh no, I don't know. First of all, Chris Brown told me these hoes ain't loyal. I don't know how reliable Chris Brown is to give dating advice, really.
No. I don't know.
Those are shots firing from an imaginary gun, in case you're wondering.
Fingers cut.
That's still huge.
Yeah. Man's not hot.
I've seen
official music video.
You know what's jokes?
Tune.
So many American people don't realise it's an act.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think he's a genuine rapper.
I mean, if you watch the full video and you see him tell Charlie Sloth not to call him a Turkish Don, then you know straight away he's a comedy actor.
Yeah, I loved in that music video how there was like DJ Khaled in it.
Yeah,
like
DJ Khaled and Little Yachty and what's that other guy? That one that's like and I always forget his name, but he looks Waka Flocka Flame I think was in it. Was it Waka? I think it was Waka Flocka. Waka Flocka.
Not James
wow.
Brown.
No, I think it was Waka Flocka. Yeah, it was Waka Flocka. Waka Flocka, wow. There's always some jokes, memes about him. He's a pretty cool guy.
Who is he? I never heard of him. He's a rapper.
He's a pretty cool guy. He's just got a fucking stupid name. Waka Flocka. This video is bare jokes. I'll show you some.
I like the People versus that series. That's very clever by Vice.
Funny.
By what's the Noisy, isn't it?
Noisy, yeah.
Noisy.
It's like noisy.
Joysy.
Oh, Doisy. I'm from Doisy. Sorry, too far. All right.
Joysy.
So let's quickly discuss.
Stephen Suptic's back after a car crash.
Yeah, well, in a nutshell, he fucked it.
Yeah, he basically crashed his car, lads.
In a nutshell, he crashed his car. You said he rolled it, right?
Yeah, so I listened to a bit of their podcast called Behind the Pine, which is very clever because they're called Sugar Pine 7.
Ooh.
And basically he said he was going round. He likes to drive to like clear his head. I'm kind of the same way. I like to just go for drives and not really go anywhere. It's good fun. And he's got an F-Type, so it's a sports Jaguar 300 and 400 brake horsepower, 0 to 60 and under 4. So very fast car. And apparently he just was going a bit too fast, hit a curb and rolled it.
And that's as simple as it.
Yeah, completely wrote it off.
That's as easy as it is,
complete
isn't it?
write-off. I don't think he'll be getting another one anytime soon because the insurance will pay it on that, and then he won't be able to get insured or anything else.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a big issue. So Sugar Pine 7 kind of been struggling with uploads over the last few weeks. They've also made a short film in the same kind of time period.
That's coming out on. Is it coming out on normal YouTube at all?
Yeah, it should be. It was premiered.
Premiered
Premiere Pro. It was
Premiered.
debuted
nice.
on the first platform for Rooster Teeth. So that's kind of like their subscription service.
To be fair, I think they get quite a lot of people subscribed to that.
Yeah, I think they've over 1 million people subscribed to that service, which is really cool. I think it's something like that. I think they have like 1 million active users.
No way.
Something silly like that.
Let me find that out.
I don't think it's public knowledge.
But I think they've said before on live streams.
Yeah, they have. That's where I'm getting my information from. So the Woods is kind of a short film that Sugar Pine 7. But I think this is going to be really good. I haven't 135,000 people.
200,000.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of people.
I'd say
$6 a month or something.
I'd say it's like over 250,000 people.
Yeah, at this
pay
rate,
$6
probably.
a month.
I think it's $6 a month. It's a nominal amount of money. It's
$5.99, I think it is. Yeah,
less than your
$6.
Netflix and stuff like that. So the kind of cinematic content I've seen from Sugar Pine 7 before has actually been really good. It was the end of their last series of vlogs, wasn't it, where they killed off one of the characters.
Oh, sorry.
Spoiler alert. Rewind 20 seconds in your time machine if you don't want a spoiler there for Sugar Pine 7, although it has been a while now.
It's been ages.
So they had like a really clever cinematic, like really nicely made, like very professional looking kind of cinematic scene at the end of that series, and I think that probably gave them the confidence to continue to create.
I think they were probably doing it a bit before that, maybe.
Yeah, well, they all worked for SourceFed before that, so it was different kind of content, but they're all very talented people, clearly. And I never used to watch SourceFed.
Me neither.
Never watched it. I didn't know who Stephen Suptic was until he started doing his vlogs. Actually, I think you introed me to his vlogs.
Did I?
I think so. I never watched them from the start.
No, neither did I.
I feel like you kept telling me about them.
I think it was a thing where we both watched them in like separately, and then we mentioned them to each other, and then started watching them properly at the same time. Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure that's how that went down because I don't remember. I remember I watched the first Stephen Suptic vlog I watched. I was like, I don't get it. It's not very funny.
Yeah.
And now I love it, obviously.
It's a weird humour to get, but super cool. So they've made this short film. It should be coming out publicly very soon. I'm excited to see that. I think it's a Halloween-esque kind of horror
The
short.
Woods is called.
Yeah, it should be very, very cool.
So I think we're heading towards the end of the podcast now. It's been quite nice rambling, but I think we've got one final little topic to mention, which is something quite exciting. We brought it up at the start of the podcast.
Yeah.
Pat, do you want to take the reins on this?
Sure. So we, with the podcast, we're kind of trying to develop this and, bringing in equipment and kind of working out how we can make this production as professional as possible. So hopefully you've noticed the audio quality is of good quality, of good stature.
Apart from last week, which we won't mention, but that was literally, we couldn't do anything about that.
Yeah, so we're still ironing out issues, but as the weeks goes on, we kind of want to develop this more and more and more, and build this into like what is kind of more of a real show. We aspire to be people like the H3H3 podcast and stuff like that. So
aspiring.
I've even got the cough. That's not Tourette's though. I just actually have a cough. So we really want to make this kind of higher production levels here. And a brand reached out to us called Elgato. Anybody in the gaming world? Once again, it's all go back to gaming.
Everything's gaming.
Everything's gaming. We should start a new gaming channel called How I Game.
Am I game?
Am I game? No, that's my Tinder strapline. Elgato got in touch with us, and you liked that one, didn't you?
That was funny.
That was really good. Yeah, I'm never normally funny, but I'll take that one.
Oh,
So
gosh.
Elgato got in touch and said that if we were ever looking to kind of develop a video side of the podcast, and they have plenty of equipment that could, kind of come our way and kind of support the show in that way by providing us some production equipment. So we have their new Cam Link, which is a kind of a USB to HDMI adapter that allows you to have a higher quality than a webcam. Some of the interviews I've been doing as well, I've been using my webcam like as a Logitech C902 webcam.
Yeah.
And it's good, but like in low light it struggles and
So
stuff.
now
And I have a really good professional camera.
And what is it, A7X?
Yeah, I have a Sony A7S Mark II, which is a 4K
Jeez.
mirrorless full frame camera, and it's really good for the professional work I do outside of the podcast. And I've only ever been able to use it for the real life podcast so far. But what I'd really like to do is be able to kind of create these scenes and better edit the Skype podcast when we interview people over in America and around the world where we don't have access to them in person. So this Cam Link is like I said, a small USB device, looks like a memory stick, and plugs into any kind of camera or camcorder via HDMI. And it's designed for streamers. It's designed for people that want to go on Twitch and kind of have maybe a green screen behind them and a higher quality camera, so it gets rid of the green screen better and kind of advantages like that. And for me, I'll be able to use it as my webcam when I'm speaking to people on Skype. So I'll be able to have my Logitech webcam kind of work as the webcam for Skype, and then I'm able to have the my bigger camera kind of actually recording and creating what should be a kind of a high quality video output for the podcast. And then for the for the interviews, and then for the podcast as well, obviously the aim here, like I said, is to continue to develop the production, and over time we're going to hopefully bring in video into this, have cameras on myself and George, and kind of make it a bit more interactive, because I know this sounds good and works well when you're listening to it, hopefully on a train on the way to work or in the car or something.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look as good when you're trying to watch it on a YouTube video. I mean, I was only today watching a video podcast, and I was playing a game at the same time, so I kind of had it in the background. But it's good to be able to flick back across and like see videos that you're watching and kind of be a bit more a part of the discussion. So that's really, really cool. We've got some of the cam links, which we will link in the description below. They're very good value. And the second item they've sent to us is a Stream Deck. Now, this is something that you got very excited with, George, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's something that streamers have been after for a while.
Yeah, it's a really clever piece of technology. It's basically what looks like a mini keyboard, and it has like LED lights behind the buttons. And what it enables you to do is kind of have custom, what they call when you get like a gaming keyboard.
Like switches.
Yeah, like macros.
Macros,
like macro keys, but they're much more kind of
versatile and
like kind of advanced than a traditional macro key.
You can do anything. Yeah, you can set them up so like one switches between your scenes on Twitch, one does an automatic post on Twitter saying you're live, one button on it. It's a piece of hardware as well, and it does all of this stuff. Yeah,
it's a piece of hardware, and you can make all the custom icons. So it's really like if you have if you're professional and don't mess up your words like I just did, you may have some sort of switcher in a studio for multiple camera angles. This kind of provides the same kind of thing all through the interface on the machine. And it basically stops you from having to use your laptop or worrying about that. You can, be kind of a ways back from your computer, and you're able to control things like George said, like tweeting out saying your stream is live, placing ad breaks into Twitch streams, which is great for the business users on Twitch.
For some people that they don't want to have to tab out and press the button, you can just press the simple one finger on your Stream Deck. Boom, get an ad going.
Yeah,
I think
and the possibilities
really cool
are endless
idea
as well. It's really cool. So yeah, really cool that Elgato have sent us that equipment.
Yeah, thank you, Elgato.
Over the next few weeks, we shall be kind of working on it, testing it all out, getting it set up for us, ready to use for podcasts and interviews kind of coming forth.
100%. We've got some really interesting guests lined up as well, in different areas as well for the interviews and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
I just wanted to quickly mention as well, because I saw this in a video, and I think it was a live streamer called Sacriel, who I'm not sure you may
I know who Sacriel is.
Sacriel, yeah. So he did a video tour. He's never done one before. A video tour of his setup, right? And in it, he mentioned this, which is by Elgato. This is nothing to do with what they've sent us.
We haven't been sent one of these, but if they do want to send us one, please send it to
this is seriously cool.
georgeditch.com/address.
Yeah.
Which is where we'll have George's address.
It'll just be on the page, just plain text.
Street view, so you know exactly what house it is.
But no, this is right. So imagine, like overhead projectors, like you have that white screen that drops down when you're in school or whatever. It's that, but inverse, so it goes up, right? And it's a green screen, a chroma green screen, and apparently it is amazing. Like it takes up not a lot of room, And then for streamers, it's it's perfect. You just whip it up, bam, green screen. There, you don't have to have anything hanging. You don't have to make it iron it to make it.
Because the biggest issue of green screens is the creasing and the fact that you normally buy a big piece of fabric and then you have to like droop it over something, and the lighting's not right. You get shadows, and then the green screen isn't good. But this seems.
Oh my god!
I am still ill. This seems like a very, very good way of having a green screen, and
really
a portable
cool
one at that. Like you said, you can kind of move it around, and I don't think it works for our situation, only because we don't need to have a backdrop unless we become professional PUBG players, which I don't think will happen. Cause
we're just watching a little video now. Look how cool this is, man.
Yeah,
you literally just pull it up, boom, in. And so then you can.
It's really good.
You can just stream anywhere. Look.
Yeah,
using it for PUBG too.
Super cool. Yeah, it's a great. I mean, Elgato over the years, they kind of started as a technology company that were developing like business hardware to benefit Macs. They have like a Thunderbolt hub which gives you kind of Ethernet and more USBs, and then they kind of developed into this gaming world as well. They started with their game capture devices. So their HD60 or what was before that, I can't remember. But they started off by doing like 1080p capture devices, much like Hoppage used to do. They were kind of like the number one at the time. And they've slowly developed their kind of lineup of products. The Camlink is one of the most recent kind of introductions. It has only come out this year. I think we were one of the first people to be sent those and to test them out in this environment. So yeah, super, super interesting what they're doing over there, and hopefully they continue to support us moving forward. But yeah, it should be exciting to work with them. Hopefully you'll hear more from them very soon as we kind of get to grips with the devices.
Yeah. Fantastic. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Yep.
I mean, it was a bit of a weird podcast. We just sort of started rambling, but I quite liked it. It was a bit more natural. Like, just my
Sorry, I'm meant to say something there, George. On my script, it doesn't say there's a line.
Doesn't it?
No.
Oh, I must have forgot to put that bit in.
Yeah, sorry, guys. This was all scripted. I just
the whole thing was scripted.
Yeah. This episode. Oh, hang on, wait. That's not yet, is it?
No. We've got to do 2 more lines of.
Okay, right. You go next.
Okay, hold on. This was such a great podcast, and I'm just thrown off the script now, mate. Let's just end it on the ad read.
This episode of the Dialed In podcast is brought to you by patreon.com/howitbecame. Patreon is an amazing platform which allows you, the audience, to directly help and support us, the creators, to continue to develop and build content you love. To find out more about the perks we have available when you become a Patreon, please visit patreon.com/howitbecame. That's patreon.com/howitbecame. Boy! Christ.